Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I am here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Sagittarius for October 2021. Keep in mind it's a general message, so take what you feel resonates for you and your heart, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages do come through, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make and the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, it's personal power, and it's something that only you can do because it lies at the tips of your fingers and at the soles of your feet. So use your power wisely, my friends. For all my subscribers as well, I just want to give you guys a big shout out. I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for being here. You mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like this resonates and you'd like to see more of it, please hit subscribe, join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along. As well as guys, if you like this video or you just want to help me out, please hit the like button. Help me circulate these messages out further. I truly appreciate your support. As well as one last little bit of housekeeping before we get into the reading. You can now follow me on Instagram for daily posts at grassroots_evolution_tarot. I'd love to have you join the team over there as well. So I'm going to get into the reading now. I'm going to take a moment to call in spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the entire collective and their highest good. I ask them to join us now. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages for the most far-reaching of you, however, for the highest good of the entire collective again. So what I want to start out with today is I have some messages from Life Oracle by Mario Dugue. I apologize if my birds get loud. They're quiet until I start hitting record, and when I start talking, they think they need to. From the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, I want to show you this. Make a meal came out twice in my pre-shuffle. So if you wonder what my pre-shuffle is, honestly, I sit here and go, okay, Sagittarius, October 2021, messages for Sagittarius, and just making sure that energy is put in here. This came out twice. So making a meal, this also may be really important, what I heard, especially if you're having digestive system issues, to eat at home or to follow myself. I've tried to follow a low FODMAP diet just because I have a lot of issues with bloating. I get acid reflux and things like this, and I find it helps me. But this is completely not about me. However, this message, I was going to put it back. And other times I might have, and if it comes out again, I'd tell you about it. But in this case, Spirit was like, no, show them. So for some of you, if you have been eating out a lot, or if you've been getting a lot of takeout, or if you've just been eating kind of quick boxed convenience meals, Spirit's like, hey, cook a meal for yourself. What I also heard is do this with intention. For some of you, you may want to make some soup, make a big old pot of something that you can have throughout the week. And as well as what I heard is it's way cheaper to eat at home. So that was just a message that had to come out for somebody. But if it resonates, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. So I have the message from Life Oracle, and we're going to get some messages for spiritual advice for this month, October 2021. Now keep in mind that time is fluid, so even though I've dated this on what Spirit's going to bring through this month, if it resonates for something that happens a couple months from now, that may be for what it's for. Oftentimes I do find these messages come out and they might be hitting a situation you're dealing with now, but often they're also kind of like something to keep in the back of your mind, okay? So Spirit, what messages would you have for Sagittarius? And you have two cards that came out here, Trusting. Sorry about the glare, guys. Trusting and Unconditional Love. So let's see what these cards say. I'm going to go with Trusting first. And before I read those cards, I think it's really important to trust yourself first and foremost, to trust your ability to do hard things and to be able to follow through with your goals. So I live each situation in the light. I do not dramatize my life, but live in harmony with a sense of humor. I remain in harmony no matter what happens. I am not misled by my ego that incites me to anger and panic. I let go, I trust God, and I remain in touch with His love, thus increasing my spiritual strength. I think it's really important as well that yes, you need to trust yourself, right? But you also want to trust Spirit. And this is where it's saying that even if things are happening that are out of our control, they may seem like they're unfair. I heard for some of you, you may even be being vilified by other people. here's where Spirit's like, you know what? I'm going to get a drink in a second, guys. My voice is really funny, and it's just started for your reading. So I think it's important just to remember that Spirit has a plan, God has a plan, and that all of these things that happen in our worlds, they teach us lessons. They show us the way forward, and they show us our own strength. So remember that no matter what's happening, don't let that fear or that panic or that worry really sink in. Don't allow the anxiety to take hold of you. Trust that everything's going to work out in the way it was meant to, with this divine plan and all in divine order. Unconditional love here says, I see the light in everyone. I see beyond the personality and feel compassion for all my brothers and sisters of the light. I do not judge anyone, but accept others as they are. I feel unconditional love for everyone without expecting anything in return. I discover what is divine in each being, and I join my soul with theirs so we can grow together in universal love. So if you take a look here, guys, if anything stands out to you, what did it make you feel? If there's something here that you know what I'm talking about on a soul level, Spirit's saying here, you know what? Just come to everything with love. Unconditional love for yourself, unconditional love for the situation. And what I also heard was a spirit of detachment. And that's also almost what we have to do. Spirit, I find, will give us these little tests, is what I want to call them, where, you know, they give us a situation and they want to see how much we actually trust in them, how much faith we actually have. And I feel like in this situation, whatever's happening, if you let go of the situation and try and detach and just come from a place of what can I do right now? Well, first off, you cook yourself a meal. Get some good food in your belly. If you've been struggling, I heard again, anxiety is coming up. This may be really important. Again, they're going back to gut health. If there's something that you're eating, so for example, wheat, and wheat is one of these things, though, that can really trigger our nervous system if we have an intolerance or something like that to it, where it can also give us anxiety, as well as, I just want to say, one of the side effects of wheat and gluten, if you are intolerant, is irrational anger. So if you've had a lot of bouts of anger as well and you're not really sure what's going on, you may want to check what you're eating, okay? As well as be really careful reading ingredients if you do have a gluten sensitivity, because even Rice Krispies, if they are not gluten-free, they've added wheat gluten, just straight gluten. So that's one message for some of you, but just to pay attention to your triggers as well, and to really trust, because I feel like it's really important here, Spirits, like you are being initiated, and this is a spiritual test, and they want you to know you're passing. You just need to keep doing what you're doing. Focus on yourself, focus on the world that you have and what you can do in your world, and again, this is so important. So I'm going to grab actually a quick message from the book, from Make a Meal, number 32. Funny, I opened to 23, and it's family, spending time with your family, cooking for your family as well. If someone in your family, you know, has a favorite meal, what I heard is acts of service and acts of love as well. This is one thing that we can do to help spread unconditional love, is feed the people that we love. For me as well, that's one of my languages of love. If I love you, I'm going to feed you. I'm going to bring you beautiful, yummy food, and it's an extension of me. I feel like this as well, for some of you, this could also resonate for you. So make a meal. The mantra here is, I am nourished by food infused with love. And this is really important, you know, when we wonder, why do homemade baked goods taste so much better than store-bought? Or even if we go to a restaurant and we get a baked good, it doesn't always taste the same as home. Well, it's because there's not as much love put into it, okay? The love is what makes the food. And when we're doing this with intention, when we tell ourselves, this is fuel for my body, we're more likely to stay on track and eat healthy as well. If you are looking at it at that kind of viewpoint, that this is fuel, this is fueling my body, this is nourishing my body, and whenever we put into our body, we really need to question, is this fueling me or is this nourishing me? I'm going to go back to this wheat thing, if it doesn't resonate, just use it as an analogy. But I find, and I really struggle with it, I know it's not good for me, I have an intolerance, my grandmother is celiac, I should not eat it, but dang, it tastes good. And so then I eat it, and then I hurt the next day, And what I've had to do is be like, is this nourishing me? The next day, am I gonna feel good, or am I gonna have no energy? Am I gonna feel drained? This is something I feel like is important for you right now as well, as when you're eating certain foods. Could be high sugar, I heard high fat, like chips and things like that. They also are telling me cholesterol too. If we're having any cholesterol issues, this is really important. They're telling me to eat a bowl of oatmeal, some overnight oatmeal, might even help. Oh man, they're asking me as well to share a recipe. So honestly, if you like overnight oats, like a tablespoon of peanut butter, half a cup of oatmeal, half a cup of milk of your choice, a little bit of peanut butter, tablespoon of maple syrup, stir that in, stick it in the fridge, come out the next day, throw some jam on it, throw some fruit on it, and you've got yourself a yummy, delicious bowl of peanut butter oatmeal, and it's pretty divine. Honestly, frozen raspberries too, you throw a little bit of those in, crumpled up, it tastes like peanut butter and jam. So whatever it is with this make a meal, for some of you, it may just help you get your creative juices flowing. The bottom of this deck is crossing into the light, and I think it's important. It says, each stage of our life is a new bridge to cross on my journey to inner transformation. If I face a situation with anger and resistance, I will remain in place. It is only through dealing with each situation positively that I will grow and evolve. When I work with my inner light and practice the laws of universal love every day, I discover the true meaning of life. And to me, that meaning of life is universal love. It is being able to experience love in this world and to be able to give that love in return. And really, if we look at it, love is really all there is. The Beatles, they're bringing me back to all you need is love. Ba-ba-da-da. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. So ground yourself with the Sacred Self-Care Oracle as well. Right now, no matter what is happening, in order for us to be trusting, in order for us to be detached, in order for us to let that ego go and that fear go and the anger and anxiety go, we want to ground ourselves. So I always show my rocks because I love them. But this is black obsidian and be very, very grounding, as well as what I heard is smoky quartz. A little chunk of smoky quartz here can be very, very grounding. But one thing to remember is that you are connected to the earth, but you are also connected to the ether. So we want to be this full circuit. So one thing that you can do is take your shoes off. Spread your toes out into the ground. Imagine them like roots rooting down and spreading out far to be able to pull in this grounding energy. And imagine as they've rooted out that you are pulling in earth energy up through. And then through your crown, take your hands, or imagine this white light coming down through your crown. Imagine it coming down into your center. And these two energies are going to meet at our heart. Take a deep breath in. Ask Spirit to help us release anything that is negative or authentic and stopping us from feeling grounded out through our breath space into the world with love to be transmuted. And you can do this a few different times, but the more you do this, the more you're going to connect. And even what I'm hearing is like just your breath can calm the anxiety and ground yourself. You are grounded. And there's a mantra here they're asking me to read to you as well before we move into tarot. So number 25, which is also a 7 here, which for some of you, I heard this could be your life path. But you have, I am grounded, strong, and able. Staying in the present moment as well. So if we find ourselves sort of what I heard is daydreaming about the past or anything like that, or getting worked up about a situation that we literally can't do anything about now, Spirit wants to remind you, I'm grounded, I'm capable, and I'm fully present. Remind yourself to stay in this present, my friends. So let's move on. I've got here the Dragon Tarot. Show you the box because it's pretty awesome for anyone who is interested. But the Dragon Tarot, the 6 of Cups is on the bottom. I just want to make sure I'm not holding it in the reverse side here. But for some of you, you may be experiencing a reunion. Some of the things that, the anxiety or the unknown is whether someone's coming back into your life. This could also be for some of you guys, like I heard, like a past life soulmate as well. But the cards that flew out here for you guys is Justice. Whew. So for some of you, this could be a Libra, but I also heard, again, justice is blind. Whatever needs to happen needs to be done. and understanding full scale with all of our senses involved, not just what we can see, because our eyes can be deceiving at times. Sometimes we think we know what is happening in a situation, but we haven't been given the full details or all the information. So for some of you, there may be some information being divulged or coming out this month that you need to really analyze with a pure heart, is what I heard. You also have the Emperor here. For some of us, this could be an Aries. This also, to me, speaks very strongly of masculine energy, divine masculine energy, and being and staying in our power. You have the Chariot, which is already, this is 3 major arcanas. This is Cancer energy as well, but this is movement. This is moving forward. This is moving forward with what I heard with truth, integrity. There's a strong-willed nature here as well with this Emperor, but this is also an authority within ourselves. And also what I heard is autonomy, an autonomy within ourselves as well, because our energy is ours. We are authentic to our own self. So you have the 9 of Wands here with the Knight of Pentacles. And what I feel like for here is there's one more card, which is the 10 of Wands. What I heard with this Knight is this Knight has traveled quite a bit of distance. This Knight has traveled far and wide. And this could be whatever the situation is. Maybe you're really, really hoping that something's going to come into your life, or you're really, really hoping for a situation or outcome. And right now you're kind of in this limbo state because we've been going for it a long time. I feel like whatever is happening, it's really hurt you. There's this 9 of Wands is often this wounded warrior. Moving on to the 10, to put those swords down, to put those wands down, sorry, not the swords, but to put the wands down and say, you know what, I know it's been hard, I've been struggling, I've been fighting, but damn it, I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to accomplish this goal. So with this too, I feel like it's really important for us to honor the light and the dark within ourselves, to remain in balance. Because to move forward, I can't just focus on the light in myself. There is darkness in here too, as well as you guys. You can't just focus on all of the things that are light, because whatever darkness there is there, if we don't deal with it, it's going to keep creeping into every situation in our world, and it's not going to make us feel really good, and it's not going to make us feel very present. So one of the things I'm hearing again is remember that you are the driver of this chariot. These dragons work for you. You are being protected, but it is really important to honor both of these dragons, because oftentimes some of the biggest spiritual transformation that we have, going through this dark night of the soul or going through a really difficult time, is when we can walk through that fire unscathed. It doesn't mean it was easy. Hell no, walking through a fire is never easy. Right? It's something that in real life we wouldn't do, but this spiritual fire, this proverbial fire, this is where I think that this is most important. And this Aries energy, it is fire. It's saying honor your passions, honor your truth, be true to yourself. I feel like this also comes in terms with, our spoken words, even though there is no swords here. This has to do with our spoken words as well. It's what I heard is emotional state with Cancer, because Cancer is such a watery, wonderful emotional energy, and what I heard is there's a lot of vulnerability here. For some of you, if you identify more as a masculine, this I feel like is you needing to move forward in a place where you're becoming more comfortable in your vulnerability. But again, regardless of whether you identify as masculine, feminine, somewhere in between, honestly, we all carry these within us, but this is not necessarily a binary scale. Okay, I don't want to go like that. I definitely feel like if you identify as non-binary as well, wherever you fit on this continuum, I just want to go a little side note that gender is what we make. It's how we portray ourselves, and we have that's our power, right? How we make ourselves look out into the world, how we carry ourselves, how we want to be identified. And I do feel like if this part is resonating for you, for some of you, if you have, and again, I'm hearing non-binary, okay, if you have been one of the people that have pushed against the grain and had to fight just to be who you are, to be seen as you are, and to be able to speak as you are, it's making me really, really emotional, because it's really difficult. But thank you for being a trailblazer. Apologize, guys. there's something, okay, if there is a place where you have felt a trailblazer, if you felt like you're on the outside, or this issue with anger issues or fear is stemming from something where people have not let you be who you are, I just want to say, tell them all to fuck off and do you anyway, okay? Because you're important and you're special, and no amount of anybody else's criticism should ever keep you down. I'm just gonna pause you guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. Thanks for sticking it out. I want to apologize for my emotional outburst, but at the same time, you should not have to apologize for your emotions. So thank you for sticking through. I did really pick up on, though, if some of you guys, especially if you're non-binary or anything like queer, right? Anything where you are different from everyone else, keep it up, my friends. Be you always, okay? That's a really important message, and I think it's really important as well to trust yourself, okay? Because only you are going to know who you are. Only you are going to know what's right for you, and follow your heart always. And first and foremost, give yourself this unconditional love. Be willing to be who you are, and give yourself permission to be who your heart tells you to be, no matter if outside forces, outside influences are telling you that no, that's not okay, because it absolutely is, okay? It absolutely is. So I'm going to leave it here. This is the message I have for you. They're actually telling me to look at the bottom of the deck. So the bottom of the deck, I had it flipped, but is the Seven of Cups, because there's some choices to make. And I think that throughout this path, this 7, this is another 7. We had the 2 and the 5, the 25 being a 7. With the 7 of Cups under here, it's about your choices and about what's going to make you happy. What is ultimately going to make you happy? Follow that. Trust yourself, my friends, and believe in you. So that's the message I have. I hope it resonates. I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.